Hello everyone, it's your boy Alankash here. Today we'll be having a very interesting conversation, which is how early or late can one enter Canada as an international student? Most of the times people ask themselves, would it be possible to travel to Canada 4 or 3 months before my program starts? Or can I arrive maybe 2 months? Or exactly what time is it recommended for me to arrive in Canada as an international student? This is a very interesting and delicate information because if you tend to arrive into Canada at some specific times, the tendency of the immigration officer or the CBSA officer sending you back to your home country is very high. So many a times, exactly in this moment, people like international students who have already been admitted to some programs here in Canada for the fall 2024 intake are actually in a state of dilemma. You know, many of them have already received their visas and they've planned to like book their flight tickets and stuff too. They don't actually know when to actually book it. Should they come now? Should they wait for like a month? Or should they come in September? This is very interesting. If this is of interest to you, please keep on watching this video. I have another video that I will be showcasing throughout this video, so please don't stop watching. Please click on the subscribe button, like this video, and please share this video to all your loved ones. Yes. Okay, so this is from the Government of Canada website where it reads how to prepare for your arrival here in Canada. So before you arrive and how early can you arrive? So this is where I want us to take notice of. Yes. So how early can you arrive here in Canada before you start studying? It says there is no set time frame for you to arrive in Canada before you begin your studies. You should just arrive to give yourself a reasonable amount of time to prepare before you start studying. You are not allowed has been boldened. It has been boldened just to catch your eye. You are not allowed to work on or off campus until you begin your studies here in Canada. What this means is you should give they don't actually have a time frame for this from the government of Canada. They don't have a time frame, but you should give yourself a reasonable. One will ask, what is reasonable? Reasonable in the sense that it is kind of reasonable to everyone. The time that you arrive here in Canada, it should be reasonable to the CBS agent, to the government of Canada, to your school, to yourself. So they didn't really give a time frame, but they give a clause. This is a very serious clause just to prepare yourself before you start studying, and you are not allowed to start working. So even if you arrive 4 months before your program starts, you are not allowed to work on or off campus. Under no circumstance should you stop working. That is what this is saying. Okay, so one will ask, when is the right time to come in here? Should I come early or should I come like maybe late, just like a week to my program? Many of these colleges have their own time frames for their students, their prospective international students. And the maximum that they give to everyone is like 2 weeks to 1 month. That is what they give to people. But from the government of Canada, they do not have any time frame for international students to come in. So I want us to watch this video, right, that I will be presenting soon, so we all know what exactly happens when you arrive, maybe kind of early here in Canada.
Will be to send you back home. You're way too early for the school. You cannot come here as a student if your program doesn't start until April. This is just February. You're not supposed to be here more than 30 days prior to the start of the school.
Hello guys.
The alternative will be to send you back home. You're way too early for the school. You cannot come here as a student if your program doesn't start until April. This is just February.
So this guy right here was coming for the April intake, and he was arriving in February. That is 2 months prior to the beginning of his studies. And the CBSA, or the immigration officer at the port of entry, was saying he was arriving very early for his program. Let's take it back again and just let's dissect it very well.
The alternative will be to send you back home. You're way too early for the school. You cannot come here as a student if your program doesn't start until April. This is just February.
This is my first time coming.
He's technically not supposed to be here more than 30 days.
So the immigration officer said he shouldn't arrive more than 30 days prior to the start of his school. And she went on to say that there are some serious repercussions that come with this. If you are a student who, if you're an international student who comes into the country more than 30 days, like more than a month prior to your studies. Let's keep on watching and see.
Part of his school. His visa expires in 2 days, so he felt he had to come sooner. But did you indicate that to
So this guy actually had his visa quite early. So he thought, okay, I have the visa and it's February. So let me just go into the country, at least embrace myself with the weather, maybe find an accommodation and make plans and prepare myself to begin studies in Canada. And this is what is happening at the port of entry. This is not new. This is actually one of the things that keep happening every time. And I just want us to, if you are coming here as an international student, maybe from for the fall intake or maybe the winter or prospective years ahead, and you happen to receive your visa quite early, there is something that you should take close notice of. You know, there are exceptions to the rule, and we have people who tend to come in like 2 months, 3 months, and they happen to go through. We have people who just come maybe 32 days to their program start. You might not know what is going to happen, right? So let's just be prepared in diverse ways.
when you apply for your visa that your school doesn't start until April,
I showed them they rate everything on it.
and where do you start school in April?
I think so, because they can read. I think so.
I understand. I don't know if it's a mistake made by the Department of State, but you coming in here today with this visa, you have a problem. You have an issue. I'm gonna have to contact the school to see if there's some.
So she was telling him he coming out with this kind of visa at this time is a problem. She would have to contact the school and ask if they are expecting him at this time, maybe like February. Are they expecting him at February or they are expecting him in April? And the only thing that is going to happen is the school will just confirm, no, we are not expecting him at this time. We are expecting him to go to come in April. So we do not have any like reservations for him, and all of these things are going to pop up. And let's see how it all goes.
Thing they can do to push your day sooner. No any other alternative will be to send you back home. Will be to send you back home.
This is a very sad story that keeps on happening every moment, every time. Just to update and to inform all of us that things are changing. A lot of, especially here in Canada, a lot of things are going on between the government and the international students, especially in the Prince Edward Island province. A lot of things are going on. Just a few days, the Minister of Foreign Affairs was in a kind of a banter with one Indian international student, and a lot of things are happening. So this is just to inform us that the kind of stories that we used to hear about Canada, things are not the same. Things keep changing every day. Things keep changing every day. So the fact that maybe someone close to you happened to come into the country like 3 months earlier, it doesn't mean you can also get a chance to come into the country. Things might change. You might bump into an angry CBSA agent, an angry immigration officer who is just angry at everything. You might not know. Let's just be wary of these things because things keep changing every day. So this is the part 2 of the video.
Hello guys,
Send you back
watch.
home. You're gonna need to apply for another visa because this one is gonna expire in 2 days. You're way too.
Wow. They were going to send the guy back to his home country, and the visa that he has in hand was going to expire in 2 days. The visa is not yet expired though. But because he came earlier, they are going to expire that visa and they are going to make him apply for a new visa. This is serious, guys. This is very serious. Let's not forget that the number of months, even like the amount of prayers this guy said to receive a visa. He just came to the country like 2 months earlier, and he's going to face this kind of thing. Let me know what you think in the comment section. If this is a fair treatment, if this is not a fair treatment, please let me know, because this is very serious. This is a serious thing.
For the school, he's technically not supposed to be here more than 30 days prior to the start of his school. I'm gonna have to contact the school to see if there's something they can do to push your date sooner. The only other alternative will be to send you back home. Have a seat. We try our best to do something in his favor. It's not really his fault. That's why I'm trying to reach the school to see if there's something they can do. Since he's all the way here. We have an international student from Congo. He's coming to attend your school with a program start date April 18th, but his visa expires in 2 days. But we are hoping that on your end, if there's something you guys can do to maybe have him start his program earlier, because the only other option would be to most likely send him home. All right, bye. At this point, it doesn't look like you're admissible into the United States today. You just don't have the proper documents for entry today. It's unfortunate, but you don't have a choice here. We send you back home. You're going to need to apply for another visa because this one is going to expire in 2 days. You go there and just explain it's a document issue that you don't have the proper documents for entry. Okay?
I've been traveling for like more than 20 hours, it's tired, but I'm okay because I have to come back. I'll come back here, so I'm not worried about that.
Pay attention to your documents. In this case, it wasn't his fault, but unfortunately it happened.
Abusuafo wonim we mechanic. Yeah? I make us a mention. I didn't SCC me enye mo. I make an mention. Yeah, mashala na mechanic. Video na sia mashala na mechanic. Hwe abochire abochire nyina yaba. Wonim nkrofo a okoto mo nsem a omo chire omo miya wo pa nyanya before. I have my experience in Yoma will be very countless times. But I mean, share a typical example with you guys. I remember, I think somewhere last year, na me call health card. Health card, they will call as a national health insurance. Ukra, Oko hospital free home worker, any labs we episode you be. Na me call me call two bibini. The first time me call two oba. Man bookie appointment. Me got now more than 2 hours. And you drew me so near baby new frame. Because my document have everything. I catch him say my document, My boss and sign us was no, the first one, no say hours no. My boss and state he said me here full time. Your kind said non seasonal. One case a full time timenko non rectify or ban me koto no me ba fie me no me nya time Actually, me nyata na me call. Or see I my boss na sign so I sign it that the signature na you unclear like whole lot of bullshit. It's okay. The next time I call you, I call two bema. Guy no, if you so a Congo ni na ono kwa po aba krada. Okay. Me call no so toss me say the same thing. And me feel when I me call Bruni ba. Abusiafo. Bruni na me say me hwe. She didn't ask anything. Ono na yi ne kuro na ban na ebe se me yare a na ban na bebo me ho ka no. Abisa me hwe. He just took document no mo po ye no. Opo no. Okachem say this is a provisional health card. Card na nkasa bi ebe shepe di abreme. Yeah. Yen kase bi a nipa bibini yesi. Ba nipa bibini wa abochire ye fucking. E bibini trimo dene. Onya the least opportunity of person actually win. This could have been a simple case. The guy is there. But I got two baby. Me who video is on mega. I got two baby in a year. Asem. Got two Brunia. Kenya asem da. A lot of people on Wokruma have experienced the kind of thing. So I got two new baby or baby penani your machine because they do not cooking. That's what we illegal thing. But they know open young farmer. Just because I got to baby. As my name okay, me call me before 4 times. The bomb is saying. That night, bomb me say me call Bruni one man when me say me she just took my document. I say well, he found out the man we don't me if I'm a G2 driver's license. I say but this is a provisional. Me jina on try my picture. That was it. And so me call 2 minutes be ni anko but to say me son. This is just to give you a clear indication. So, but a man in yours also to near Bini wa butcher up a WhatsApp dabby. Media may mean young hobby. Me young hobby. Some opportunity baby beneath baby. Maybe I'm a raw office, be none baby beneath you. A point I'm for so I made dodge on I'll find the woods. Your bomb number crana one I remember. That is the kind of system that we live in. Ye nua bibi ye kasa R word na emtwa to na that 6-letter word no empese me de ma no bebo RAC den aborofo no de sa before no ye ne ye ho za mesrew no ba no I careful awade nyakopon wondom no bo a ombo ho ban on de jo tata no fa bedu no abeto ato wenchem ne akonhye bia mu at the port of entry because it's a long flight. Boy, not travel 20 hours. I'll be true. Yes, has come back. Just for no reason. Because we're going to do be near again. Any so call so mafia. Arouse them. Nipan would have my walk and your feeling. Yes. Man of God. But yeah, a creative one. But your message of a woman, not subscribe to YouTube channel where you know like a video. Yamame. No, I share we are come over. Sunset. The Yehua Bantinanya Sanity. It's a whole different system altogether. Especially when you meet a fellow black person. You're crazy. Yeah, crime you be kawashi biya or be kawashi. I've experienced this multiple times. And yet, in your health card, be free. Go try the only be ni one will boo. It will be torn by it. By it, I'd be able to bring you on for almost $8 or $10. Be near be ni torn by $24. But yeah, what justice skill no to the point. You know what I want to say? I'm a member kasa. One on here scan fa. Man go try the obio. Many be near Juman. Say goes I don't know. Me go to adio broni ho. Me try so let me support a fellow black person. So Tom by grandma me $24 at the tax account. Tax and uncle man go $30. When to adio kroma man me ya tell dia da. By you get to me saba na half as apro. Okay, you guys. I didn't go on share. Love you guys. Have a good day.